अहमदनगर जिल्हा मराठा विद्याप्रसारक समाज श्री मुलिकादेवी महाविद्यालय निगोज in collaboration with New Arts, Commerce and Science College Ahmednagar jointly organized Menti Institution Orientation Webinar on Zoom online platform. It is my pleasure to welcome today resource persons Honorable Dr. Chandrakant Murumkar, Principal TC College Baramati, and Honorable Dr. Rajendra Junjarao, Principal Modern College of Arts, Science and Commerce, Pune. I also welcome our mentor institution's principal, Honorable Dr. B.S. Javre sir, UGC Paramarsh Scheme Accreditation Ambassador, Dr. V.S. Kale sir, IQAC Coordinator, Dr. A.D. Harkal sir, all the principal, IQAC Coordinator, and faculty member of the Menti institutions. I heartily welcome for this webinar. Our institution established in 2013. It is spread on 13 acres. It is affiliated to Savitribai Phule Pune University, Pune. The institution runs two undergraduate programs, that is BA and BSc. In the last academic year, 650 students admitted in this program. The institution has made a greater contribution to the educational and social development of the region. The institution has the pride to mention the beauty of the botanical garden, cactus garden, and succulent garden, which are spread in the massive area with Shantiniketan Open Reading Group campus. College also organizes a number of curricular, co-curricular, and extracurricular activities. One of them is the certificate course. The certificate course enhances the various skills among the students. In the last academic year, 254 students are benefited by the certificate courses. The college has developed a seed bank. The college has collected various rare seeds. In college botanical gardens, rare and endangered plants have been propagated and multiplied. College has organized various street play on current issues such as Panati Tevat Teva, Ekach Nandi Plastic Bandi, Jagar Janivanta, Wonder Finance. Now, I would like to introduce today's resource persons. First person is Dr. Chandrakant Murumkar, Principal, TC College Baramati. He is member Academic Council, Savitribai Phule Pune University. Best Principal Award achieved in Savitribai Phule Pune University. Lifetime Achievement Awards. Chairman, Science Textbooks, Balwadi, Maharashtra Shasan. Member of editorial and advisory boards of various international journals. He has many honors and awards to his credits. Second resource person today's webinar, Dr. Rajendra Junjarao, Principal, Modern College, Pune. He is our family member. And as he started his career in New Arts, Commerce and Science College, Ahmednagar in 1986, he working as a principal in Modern College, Arts, Science and Commerce, Shivajinagar, Pune since 2008. He has been awarded as a Best Principal Award by Savitribai Phule Pune University. He is a life member of Progressive Education Societies. He is working as a chairman of Pune City Zonal School Committee. He has worked as a consultant for 25 plant tissue culture laboratories. In this period of this principalship, college has obtained A grade of NAC, College with Potential for Excellence status of University Grand Commission, Star College status from Department of Biotechnology, Government of Maharashtra. From this initial phase of NAC preparation, he guides us. Both the resource persons have a rare combination of researcher and administrator. I congratulate Ms. Manisha Gadilkar and Mr. Anand Patekar, our IQC coordinator and co-coordinator, for coordinating this webinar. I am delighted to see you together here. I hope the discussion of today's technical session will be a great experience and success. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your kind welcome address and introduction resource person. Now, I will request to Principal of our mentor institution, New Arts, Commerce and Science College, Ahmednagar, Dr. B.S. Javre, to present a concept note.
Honorable Dr. Chandrasekhar Murumkar, Principal, TC College Baramati. Honorable Dr. Rajendra Junjarao, Principal, Modern College, Shivajinagar, Pune. Our Paramarsh Ambassador, Dr. V.S. Kale. Our IQAC Coordinator Ananta Harkal, Principal of Mulika Devi College, Nighos, all principals of Minty colleges, all members of IQAC of Minty colleges, and friends. It's my immense pleasure to welcome all of you in this webinar as a mentor college. We discuss various things in last 4-5 webinars, and today we have very eminent personalities with us to discuss various concepts. I must welcome Dr. Morumkar and Dr. Dhunjarrao in this webinar on behalf of Mentor College. If you refer the manual of NAC, then there are some core values. From the beginning of a NAC, assessment process change, manual change. There are so many changes in assessment and manual, also in marking scheme. But from the beginning, there is no change in core values. And that's why core values are very important when you talk about the NAC assessment. In our country, there are so many foreign institutions working in the higher education. And whatever scenario of higher education at a national level and international level, it is changing very fast. But still, our education, our Indian education must be with us. We should not accept all the things from the Western countries. And that's why NAC finalize some core values. And when you are working in our college, not only for the NAC assessment, but in day-to-day working also, we must follow these core values. There may be practicals, lectures, various activities, various competitions. The basic of all these competitions must be what core values we are fulfilling. That is very important. And that's why before going to the manual, there must be detailed discussion on the core values. I request our ambassador that there must be separate one webinar on the core values. There are so many things to discuss on the core values. And you know very well about the core values. First core value is contributing to national development. Last time only I discussed that one of the objective of higher education is to prepare good citizen for our country. The basic of higher education is a development of our country. And if you just see the Western countries, those countries develop due to the quality of higher education. And that's why while day-to-day working of our college, we must consider that how we are contributing for the national development, what quality of student we are preparing from our institution. And that's why you must consider all these things. Second core value is fostering global competency among the students. Now, whatever quality of a student, that must compete at an international level. 50 years back, there is a competition only in the university. University first, university second, first in a botany, first in a chemistry. But nowadays, competition is not at a university level, not at a state level. The competition is at a international level. And whatever our student, that student must compete at the international level. If he apply in some foreign university, he must compete there, and that much input must be given by our institution. So this is second one. Third one, inculcating value system among the students. We have accepted so many things from the Western countries in higher education, but still we must follow the values of our culture, values of our country. You know very well that in ancient India, there were some universities in our country like Takshashila, Nalanda, Vallabhi, Kanchipuram. No doubt at that time, whatever education, that education was for religion. But at that time, whatever rules and regulations of religion, those were values at those time. Nowadays, in our independent India, our values has been changed, and those values must be given to our students. He must think for our society. He must think for our parents. He must think for our institution. He must think for our country. So, if you just nurture him only for our subject, if you give a lot of input to our students about the subject, but if we don't have the social values, then whatever culture of our country, whatever family culture of our country, that will get destroyed, and that those students will not be useful for our society. Next core value is promoting the use of technology. Just 10 to 15 years back, we were thinking that everybody should aware about the ICT tools. And I think now all of us know how to use the computer and all those things. Now, in this year, most of the syllabus will going to teach online. But still, some new things are coming in technology. Only ICT technology is not a technology. There are so many things. And if you develop our country, then our student must be able to use those technology. And that's why in our day-to-day working, we must introduce some latest technology to our students. Suppose there is one subject, botany. Then which are the latest techniques in this subject? Are these techniques acquired by our teachers? Are those techniques acquired by our students? And if you just teach such a techniques to our student, then definitely whenever he will be for any interview, for any competition, our student will be the technocrat student, so that he will face that particular competition and he will succeed in that. And last one, that is a quest for excellence. We are doing all these things for the excellence. There must be excellence everywhere. We must have excellent infrastructure. We must have excellent teachers, excellent students. Our teaching must be excellent. Whatever practicals, we must maintain the quality in practicals. Whatever research, that should not be the ordinary research. No doubt, we are related to the fundamental subjects, no doubt. But whatever our fundamental subject, in that whatever research we are doing, that research should not be the routine work. It should be somewhat different. There must be excellent in that also. And we must have a quest of such excellence. If you are preparing some report, that report should be excellent. If you are doing plantation, that must be excellent. So only academic excellence is not expected for that. Whatever we are doing, that should be excellence. No doubt, there must be excellent teaching. Propagation of knowledge must be excellent. Our student must be excellent as compared to others. But excellence is not some destination. If you go some steps ahead, then we'll find excellence is far away from us. We can't reach to the excellence, but we must try to approach to excellence. We must have thrust of that excellence. And if you just remember these 5 core values, and in day-to-day work, if you implement those, definitely there will be no any problem to assess our institution or accredit our institution by NAAC. While writing report also, you must think for these 5 core values. In the presentation of a principal, in presentation of a IQC coordinator, in presentation of a departments, in presentation of activities, you must think that which core values we fulfill, and you must stress on those core values. If you follow these things, I think definitely we'll just we'll reach at such a position that definitely our institution will get recognized, our teachers will get recognized, our college will get recognized, and we are doing all those things for the recognition of our college, recognition of our institution, and our recognition of also our student. So we must follow these things, and I request all Menti colleges and also our IQC and our ambassador that there must be separate webinar on the core values of an act. If you discuss in detail, if you emphasize on each and every core values, that will be more useful to develop our institution, to develop our college. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for your kind support. Now, without wasting time, I request today's resource person, Dr. Chandrasekhar Murumkar, PC College, Baramati, to deliver his lecture. His topic for today's session is Certificate Course, Policy, Planning, Designing and Implementation.
Hello, Murumkar sir.
Mute. Unmute.
मुरुमकर सर अनम्यूट करा तुम्हाला स्क्रीनवर.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, sir.
Yes. It's my pleasure that Dr. Zavre sir, New Arts, Commerce and Science College, and his colleague, Dr. V.S. Kale sir, approached me to do an opportunity to be with you on this post-COVID new normal situation in education. I'm very much happy that, yes, indeed, I'm with you people, even though we are present in the remote areas. Many of us may not be knowing each other, but through this online occasion, we are getting associated. I'm thankful to Dr. Zavre sir, who is the principal of New Arts and Commerce College, Kale sir, for giving me an opportunity. At the same time, I'm thankful to Erande sir, who was almost last 4 days. He was consistently in contact with me, and he was mentoring me for this discussion. Sri Mulika Devi Mahavidyalaya Nibos, where the Erande sir is the principal, and Gadikar ma'am, who is the IQC coordinator, who are organizing this Menti institutional orientational workshop for the Menti colleges. I'm happy to learn that almost 5 colleges have been enrolled themselves for participation. Some of the colleges are faculty colleges. It seems that one college is from the engineering college and one college is from the management. Before I start, I request the host to please allow me to share the screen so as to continue with my presentation. Sir.
Continue.
Good afternoon. Myself, Dr. Chandrasekhar Murumkar from PC College, Baramati. I'm working as a principal for almost last more than 12 years. I'm in administration for more than 20 years, but I'm a teacher almost for last 35 years. Dear friends, I started my journey of academic career as a teacher and researcher. I'm a plant physiologist. I'm having more than almost 40 international publications on my credit. I've participated in more than 200 national and international conferences. I have been present at national levels as well as at international levels as a resource person. As far as the TC College Baramati is concerned, an institution established in 1962, almost nearing its diamond jubilee, completing almost 58 years. The college has received autonomous status almost in last year. The college is recipient of the Best College Award, the Best Principal Award, the Best NSS Officer Award, Best Student Welfare Award, Best NCC Officer Award, and many other prestigious awards. The college is recipient of the fundings from DST, DBT, CPE, UGC, and many other areas. We organized almost more than 14 international conferences in the last 10 years. Just at the moment, we are organizing an international webinar on sports activity, where almost more than 32 countries are participating. This particular webinar will be closing at 4:30 Indian time. The college is catering almost more than 12,000 students. We are having almost more than 350 faculty with us, which is college is spread almost in 40 acres of area. But what is more important is that we are having almost more than 68 different academic courses. The college runs for the undergraduate as well as postgraduate courses. We do have with us the research laboratories. 3 departments are recognized as the research laboratories, and there are more than almost 18 research students who are working with us. These research laboratories include botany, microbiology, physics, and many other new disciplines from commerce and arts they are supposed to join in this academic year. Dear friends, I have been given the topic to talk on the certificate courses, its importance in a college, in an institution, and at the same time, the certificate courses which are supposed to be run by the autonomous institutions. As far as the certificate courses are concerned, we have to follow the path, how higher education has come up in almost last 60 years in post-independent era of India. In 1964, the UGC commissioned its first report in which it was straightly said by the Kothari Commission that UGC should undertake and provide the autonomy to the self-sufficient institutions. This is simply because one has to provide the elasticity and plasticity in academic curriculum. Obviously, when the autonomy is concerned, this autonomy is related with the academic program, is related with the choice-based program, and it is related with the social relevance. Obviously, in the further giant step, in 2015, the UGC has also encouraged for CBCS pattern. It's a credit-based pattern. And in this credit-based pattern, what rightly Zavre sir has told is related with how we are going to relate our academics with the competencies and potentiality of the students. Obviously, because of that, the new refinement which has taken place by the NAC has come with a new format, and it was based on the outcome-based learning pedagogy. And this was formulated through the NAC procedure in 2017. Dear friends, I would like to bring to your kind notice the new educational policy which has come up in 2019. It is in the final framework which has not been yet formulated, but the draft which has come up, it rightly says that there has to be a plasticity, there has to be an elasticity in the academic program, keeping into consideration a standard common platform. Obviously, the UGC has accepted the common standard platform in the form of graduation and post-graduation in higher studies. But dear friends, along with this common platform, we also know that there are some other allied common platforms which are available in the form of an interface for the students. For example, one can have the certificate courses, one can have the diploma courses, the advanced diploma courses, and also one can go for the professional courses. At the same time, there's one more branch which has come up in last almost 15 years, and this branch is nothing but it's a BVOC program or vocational program. That's why the National Education Policy is one of the important documents with which we have to follow as a sort of a lantern to move in the dark of the future. Well, very recently, in 14th June, the UGC and NAC, they have come out jointly with one more document, and this document is about the learning outcome-based curriculum framework, and it is called as a LOCF. Well, as far as the certificate courses are concerned, dear friends, the academic programs and the certificate courses, if at all we want to go ahead with, it should have a policy document, it should have a proper planning. To have the proper planning, it should have a proper design with a specific outcome in mind, and ultimately the way of implementation. As far as the certificate courses are concerned and academic programs are concerned, dear friends, I would like to bring to your kind notice one more document. This document has come up from the UNESCO. The UNESCO identified the educational policy at the global level, and this UGC's, the UNESCO's policy, which was formulated in 1996, it had the 4 pillars. The first pillar was learning to know, learning to do, learning to live together, and learning to be. Learning to know is obviously the quest for knowledge. This learning to know is the right of fundamental right of each and every one to get the information, to get the knowledge, and obviously the knowledge which will make him competent to survive in the society. Learning to do obviously is related with the skill. Not only the knowledge is important, not only the information is important, but he must have got the skill, the competency skill with which he can stand in the society. And this particular to do component is related with its self-reliance, its self-establishment. And that's why learning to do, this particular component is now correlated in the framework of the UGC in the form of BVOC program. So BVOC or vocational program gives us the skills, and this skills, BVOC program tenure format, it has come from this learning to do. Obviously, as Zavre sir has rightly said, which was mentioned in the NAC, and that is learning to live together. Dear friends, they are part and parcel of the society, and when we are working together, working as a team, it should work in the frame as a win-win policy. We should work together to move ahead, to make the progress, to make the progression. And for that purpose, there are some ethical values, there are some ethical manners we should have. The value education come first in this issue. And then learning to be is that we should be always ready as a student to acquire new knowledge. And because of that, the current UGC policy obviously encircles all these 4 components. Dear friends, the Education Commission in 1964, it has rightly said that college autonomy is an instrumentation for promoting excellence. So, what is the college? It is the higher education. It's a higher education institution, and every higher education institution is an instrument, a strong instrument of the society, because it is going to provide excellence. And this excellence will come through its work, which is imparting with its colleagues, with its faculty, with its programs, and with its visionary component. As far as the NAC policy is concerned, which I told, the National Education Policy is concerned, which I told you just now, it has the vision that the National Education Policy 2019, it envisions an India-centered education system. It's very important. That it is sort of an Atmanirbhar system. We have to inculcate our own component, our own pattern, because this pattern is going to encompass the whole geographical diversity, the whole population diversity present in India that contributes directly to transforming our nation sustainably into an equitable and vibrant knowledge society. And that too by providing a high quality education to all. When we are talking about the high education quality, obviously each and everyone is engaged in this program, and obviously we are dedicated for this. The National Education Policy, again, it says further, that all higher education will happen in multidisciplinary institutions. So obviously the barrier between the arts, commerce and science, the professionals and non-professionals, academics and non-academics, all these barriers, they are supposed to be removed in coming days. All higher education will happen in multidisciplinary institutions with the teaching programs across the disciplines and the fields to ensure the optimized resources, integration across the disciplines and vibrant large education communities. Dear friends, the component which we are supposed to talk henceforth related with the certificate courses totally highlights this particular vision. Now, what we had before and what we are now supposed to do now at the present? The National Education Policy, the policy of the UGC for almost last 5 years, or you can say last decade, is the one where we are going for the paradigm shift. एक आमूलाग्र बदल आपल्या सिस्टीम मध्ये आपण करू इच्छितो, राज्य करू इच्छितो, देश करू इच्छितो, आपली सिस्टीम करू इच्छिते. And what is the paradigm shift? Before that, in higher education, we were supposed to give the degrees, we were supposed to give the education, higher education to the students. And definitely it was sort of a specific education. It was sort of a specific competency in a one particular specific program. And त्यामुळे आपल्याकडच्या सिस्टीम मध्ये आपले स्पेशलायझेशन्स होते. BSc with a particular subject, arts with a particular subject, commerce with a particular subject. And so we wanted to produce as an outcome as an educated youth. Definitely in almost last 15 years, this attitude and approach has changed. And now we are having a new vision, and this vision has been clearly encompassed. It is engraved by the National Education Policy. And this new particular paradigm shift is from the educated youth to skilled educated youth. The word skilled has been added, and the skill is nothing but it's a competency which has to be acquired by each and every youth who is there in the field of higher education. And this particular skill is a life skill. This skill is related with his survival. This particular skill is related with his not only survival, but his self-reliance. And because of that, this component is equally important. Obviously, when we go ahead, any college, not only autonomous college, but any college is open to start a certificate course under the seal of the college. So obviously, it becomes a proprietary right of the college. It is not directly related either with the university. It is not related directly with the UGC. Yes, if at all you are interested, you can acquire such type of certificate courses under the findings from the UGC and from other sources also. Or you can acquire such type of certificate courses even under the programs of DST and DBT also. For example, the DBT is having the Star College scheme, and under the Star College scheme, you can have the certificate courses of specific competencies. So ultimately, any institution, either it may be academic institution, faculty institution, or a professional institution, one can have its own certificate course, because the certificate course is going to give some extra competency, some additional soft skill to the student, so that the student will be definitely distinct, unique, and separate in the society. So he has got more chance, more opportunity to choose. Obviously, when we are going for actually formulating the certificate courses, one should know the basis of the Bloom's taxonomy. Now, this Bloom's taxonomy is related with the philosophy of education. It is related with the approach, the mentality, and the proficiency of the student and the faculty as well. So what the Bloom's taxonomy says, The Bloom's taxonomy says, if at all we want to create something innovative, if we want to go a last stage, we have to begin something with a solid component. And that solid component, that you should have a base foundation. This base foundation starts with the remembering. After the remembering, obviously we have to go one step ahead, and that is understanding. When the student understands, now here comes the competency of a candidate. And that not only merely understanding is important, because many of the times this understanding is related only at the time of evaluation and assessment. Because the student stands in the class, sits in the class, and he only mugs out what he has learned so far. But that is not important. Ultimately, we have to go one step ahead, and through understanding, he should acquire his own competency, and that is applying. When he is trying to apply this particular knowledge somewhere, before that, he has to have the capability to analyze. So he has to analyze the situation, and according to analyzing the situation, he has to customize his knowledge through the application. And because of that, application and analyzing, these two components, they go hand in hand, and they show the competency of a particular candidate, of a particular faculty. And at the same time, these two competencies, they help in one more parameter, and the student realizes that what he has and what he should have. For example, it is a sort of a tool. If at all he is going out in the society and he is asking for a job, he must know what type of competencies he should acquire, he should have, so that he will get a better job. And for that purpose, through analyzing, one has to go one step ahead, and that is the self-evaluation. It is a self-assessment. Whether he is having the competency, it is equally important. It is equally competent. Whether it is sustainable, whether it is going to give him some job, bread and butter at the end. And because of that, the consistent evaluation at every step is equally important. And when he is acquiring this particular 360 degrees of evaluation at every level, then only he can go ahead, and ultimately he will end into the innovative use of his own power, own capabilities for creating something new. And this creating something new is nothing but it is a nation building. Dear friends, when we are talking about the students and when we are going for the certificate courses, I feel that why the certificate courses are equally important. For this purpose, the educational environment, the educational interface must know where we stand. Obviously, we must be focused as the students in our front. The students are our front runners. And when we are talking about the students, then obviously we have to see how many tools, in what way we are supposed to provide the tools to the students. Obviously, we should start with the outcome-based education. We are not providing the education, but we are providing the education with certain aims, certain objectives in our mind. आपण आपल्या डोळ्यासमोर शिकवत असताना काहीतरी उद्देश डोळ्यासमोर असला पाहिजे की आपण नेमकं काय शिकवणार आहोत आणि हे शिकवल्यानंतर त्या मुलाला नेमकं काय मिळणार आहे, तो कशामध्ये कॉम्पिट होणार आहे, तो कशामध्ये त्याला एक्सलन्स तयार होणार आहे, हे आपल्या डोळ्यासमोर जोपर्यंत असणार नाही तोपर्यंत आपण जी त्याला माहिती पुरवत राहू, that information, that particular knowledge will be only in the form of a information. So we have to go one step ahead and we have to convert the information into knowledge. Obviously, this merely giving the knowledge is not enough. There has to be a program. And obviously, because of that, we should have the program with us. And that's why it is called as a digital degree program. So this degree program, either it may be a degree program, it may be a postgraduate degree program, it may be a PhD program, or any other program. So this is a program with which he is supposed to get the certification at the end. या माध्यमातून सगळ्यात शेवटी त्याच्या हातामध्ये कोणतरी कागद मिळणार आहे, प्रमाणपत्र मिळणार आहे की yes, this particular body, this particular statutory group says that he is competent enough. And म्हणून this program is equally important. Obviously, to have this degree program, we should have the competency-based education. So obviously, this is related not only with the objective, but this is related with the pedagogy. This is related with the procedure. This is related with the protocol. And it says that this particular education is not only the education, merely in education, but it should be competency-based. So it should provide some skills. It may be in the form of soft skills. It may be in the form of efficiency skills, in the form of value skills. So this these are the skills one student should acquire, and to bring the competency at the end, we have to go for co-curricular activities. These co-curricular activities, they include the add-on programs, they include the skill programs, they include the value-added programs, and also they include the certificate courses which we are encompassing through this co-curricular activity. And because of that, when we are going for the student-centric approach, this approach, it has got two components together. One is curricular activity, curricular environment, curricular platform, and it is at the second time, the competency program, the certification program, which he has with us. And because of that, the outcome-based education, which is known nowadays as OBE. Now, this is the term which has been identified by the NAC. It clearly defines a student-centric teaching learning methodology. So obviously, it is not the education what we know. What is the outcome-based education? या ठिकाणी आपल्याला विद्यार्थ्यांना आपल्याला काय माहिती आहे हे सांगायचं नाहीये. या ठिकाणी विद्यार्थ्यांना समाजामध्ये काय आवश्यक आहे, त्याला नोकरी मिळण्यासाठी, त्याला एखादा विशिष्ट जॉब करण्यासाठी, त्याला एखाद्या जॉबची सुरुवाती तयार करण्यासाठी जे काही आवश्यक आहे ते करण्यासाठी आपल्याला तयार करायचं आहे. सो दॅट इज गोइंग टू ब्रिंग अ कॉम्पिटन्सी विदिन द स्टुडंट. सो ऑब्वियसली व्हेन वी गो फॉर द डेफिनेशन इन सिंपल वर्ड्स, outcome-based education is the course delivery where the assessment is planned to achieve the stated objectives. So first of all, we have to carve out what we are supposed to give, and that particular is to be planned in a particular format, and at the same time, it should be coming out in the form of outcome. म्हणजे एखाद्या विद्यार्थ्याला ती कॉम्पिटन्सी आली की नाही याच्यावरती सक्सेस रेट अवलंबून असणार आहे. So it focuses on the measuring the student's performance. शेवटी आपण आयडेंटिफाय कसं करणार आहोत? At the end, obviously we have to go for measuring the student performance, and the student performance is measured quantitatively as well as qualitatively. So when we go for the quantitative measurement, obviously we have to go for the certification programs, because in which we can provide him the hands-on training. We have to identify his competencies, identify his qualities, and at the same time, we shall go ahead with the qualitative performance with which he is supposed to perform at the end, which are obviously nothing but the outcomes and skills which are identified at different levels. Dear friends, when we are talking about the certification courses and their importance, so these are the three basic important components of the outcome-based education. Obviously, the knowledge which is coming through the academic program, obviously the skills which is coming through the certificate course, and obviously the values and attributes they are coming through our pedagogy to prepare the student to enter into the society. Obviously, when we are talking about the skilled educated youth, now here we are going one step ahead. And when we move one step ahead, now we are entering into the competency-based education. And this competency-based education, it involves two basic components. One is the knowledge and another is the skill. या ठिकाणी स्किल याचा अर्थ त्या विद्यार्थ्याचं स्वतःचं असणारं वेगळेपण, त्यांना ते कमवलेलं असलेलं वेगळेपण असणार आहे. हे कमवलेलं वेगळेपण कमवण्यासाठी आपण त्याला मदत करणार आहोत, आणि ही जी मदत करायची आहे या मदतीसाठी आपण स्वतःचा प्रोग्राम बनवणार आहोत. अँड दिस प्रोग्राम इज नथिंग बट इट इज सर्टिफिकेट कोर्सेस. Academic program is something different, and skill program is something different, or soft skill program is something different. Academic program may be carved by the experts of the universities. It may be carved by the universities. It may be carved by the UGC. Academic program जो आहे कदाचित तो आपण तयार करत नसतो, तो विद्यापीठ करेल किंवा आणखी कुठली एजन्सी करेल. पण स्किल प्रोग्राम मात्र तुमच्या परिसरामध्ये, तुमच्या भागामध्ये कोणत्या प्रकारच्या कॉम्पिटन्सी गरजेचे आहेत ते तुम्ही ओळखून तुम्ही त्या पद्धतीने स्वतःचा प्रोग्राम बनवू शकता. म्हणून knowledge and skills together, it is making the student able at the end. So ultimately, when we are going at the end of the competency, we are going to prepare a student able to enter into the society. And because of that, what the NAC has identified, what the UGC has identified, and what the UNESCO has identified, so these are the qualities one graduate student or one graduate youth must have with it. प्रत्येक युवकाकडे, जो शिक्षित युवक आहे त्या युवकाकडे काय काय असलं पाहिजे, या काही क्वालिटीज आहेत ज्या युनेस्कोनं आयडेंटिफाय केले आहेत, ज्या UGCनं आयडेंटिफाय केले आहेत आणि ज्या NAACनं पण आयडेंटिफाय केले. Which are these qualities? He should have the disciplinary knowledge and skill. So obviously he must be expert in his subject. So it's a disciplinary knowledge and skills. Also he should have the interdisciplinary knowledge. So obviously he should know the relationship of other information, other knowledges together. He should be skilled communicator. So obviously he must translate what he knows at the end. He should be a critical thinker and problem solver. So obviously he should know the problems of the society. He should know the problems of the people. He should know the problem of the nation. And not only he should know, realize and understand, but he should have the capability to resolve it. So he should stand in the form of problem solver also. At the same time, he should have the sense of inquiry, because this inquiry ends when he stops gaining the knowledge. So he should have the sense of inquiry. He should act as a team player and the worker, because he's working in together and he's working as an individual. He's working as a member. He's working as an associate. And because of that, the team player and team worker, he also the capability to work together is also should be inbuilt in this process. Obviously, the skilled project manager, digitally efficient, ICT related component. Most important in India is one more component which has been added very recently, and that is the ethical awareness and reasoning. व्हॅल्यू एज्युकेशन म्हणतो, त्या व्हॅल्यू एज्युकेशन मधला कंपोनंट हा अलीकडच्या काळामध्ये जाणीवपूर्वक घातला गेलेला आहे, जो पूर्वी आपल्या सिलेबसमध्ये नव्हता. अलीकडच्या काळामध्ये एक्स्ट्रा करिक्युलर ऍक्टिव्हिटीजच्या माध्यमातून अनेक विद्यापीठाच्या प्रोग्राममध्ये हा एथिकल अवेअरनेस अँड रिझनिंग ऍड केलं गेलं आहे. याच्यामध्ये आपल्याकडचे NSS, NCC, स्टुडंट वेलफेअर प्रोग्राम्स, अर्न स्कीम्स आणि इतर अनेक सोशली रिलेटेड कंपोनंट्स आहेत, ज्याच्या माध्यमातून हा कंपोनंट प्रत्येक महाविद्यालयामध्ये राबवता येतो. Obviously, one should have the national and international perspective, because he is at the end supposed to work as a responsible citizen. And well, as we are talking about the education, we should be a lifelong learner, because he should acquire things ahead. When we talk about the outcome, now this is a sort of a glimpse I'm going to put in front of you, because this is not the core component of my whole talk on certificate courses. Now, this is a particular format which has been identified by the NAAC. The format which has been identified, which is supposed to be a core component of the UGC, and accordingly, the NAAC is stressing for this. What the NAAC is stressing? The program outcome. आपण आपल्या प्रत्येक महाविद्यालयामध्ये हे सर्व शिकवतो, आपण आपला अभ्यासक्रम पूर्ण करतो, आपल्या जे फॅकल्टी कॉलेजेस आहेत आपण त्यांना डिग्री देतो, पण आपल्या खूपशा प्राध्यापकांना, आपल्या खूपशा सिस्टीमला हे माहिती नाहीये की आपण फक्त विषय शिकवला म्हणजे या गोष्टी संपल्या असं नाही. तर खऱ्या अर्थाने या विषयाच्या पलीकडून आपण जो वर्गात विषय शिकवणार आहोत त्या माध्यमातून त्या विद्यार्थ्याला डिग्री मिळेल, परंतु त्याचा आउटकम मिळणार आहे का, त्या विद्यार्थ्यापर्यंत आउटकम आला का, त्या कॉम्पिटिशन आल्या का, हे जोपर्यंत आपण आयडेंटिफाय करणार नाही तोपर्यंत आपलं हे शिकवण्याचं सत्र पूर्ण होणार नाही. हा शिकवण्याची जी डिग्री आहे, हा 180 डिग्री जो कंपोनंट आहे हा पूर्ण होणार नाही. आणि बिकॉज ऑफ दॅट दीज 3 कंपोनंट्स द NAAC हॅज आयडेंटिफाईड. ह्या तिन्ही गोष्टी ज्या आपण आता मेंटी कॉलेजच्या माध्यमातून आम्ही प्रत्येकाचे सामोरं जाणार आहोत, त्या प्रत्येक सामोरं जात असताना प्रत्येक मेंटी कॉलेजनं त्या डोळ्यासमोर ठेवून त्याप्रमाणे आपला प्रोग्राम आयडेंटिफाय करावा लागेल की जरी तुम्ही कोर्सेस शिकवत असला तर व्हॉट इज सपोज टू बी द आउटकम ऑफ दिस कोर्स. दॅट्स वाय इट्स कॉल्ड द प्रोग्राम आउटकम, इट्स कॉल्ड द PO, द स्पेसिफिक प्रोग्राम आउटकम, फॉर एक्झाम्पल विच इज रिलेटेड विथ द कोर्स और विच इज रिलेटेड विथ द सब्जेक्ट, and then the course outcome. When you are teaching a particular subject, what is supposed to be the knowledge, what is supposed to be the outcome of this particular competency program. Obviously, when the program outcome is concerned, I'm just highlighting. Now, these are the not components, but accordingly, these are the basis. These are the foundations with which we should prepare our certificate courses. These are the foundations with which we should prepare and plan and design our certificate courses. What we should add, the certificate course should give capability to the candidate for critical thinking. We should go for the effective communication. We should create the social interaction, capability to go for the social interaction. Obviously, one should go ahead with effective citizenship, responsible citizenship. Obviously, we should talk about the ethics. At the end, we should talk about the environment and the sustainability, the environmental awareness, scientific a temperament. All these components, they are to be taught through the certificate courses, because these components, they are not added in our syllabi. They are not added in our academic program. And obviously at the end, these capabilities, these competencies should be self-directed at the end, and they should provide an they should provide an urge to go ahead with the lifelong learning process. So these are the formats which I have given. I will share this PPT to you people, but I'm not interested to discuss these components with you, because these are the SPOs, as program specific outcomes one should carve out, chalk out under each and every category of title. Obviously they are for the BA. I had just told you about the BSc. Then this is about the COs. That is the course outcomes of a particular subject, how it should be carved out. So ultimately, what the student is going to get at the end? या सगळ्याच्या माध्यमातून शेवटी विद्यार्थ्याला काय मिळणार आहे? हे कशासाठी करतो आपण? This particular type of outcomes, it awards the academic credits based on the mastery of the clearly defined competencies. आपण सर्टिफिकेट कोर्सेसच्या माध्यमातून दोन पद्धतीने काम करू शकतो. जी महाविद्यालय ते ऑटोनॉमस आहेत, अशा महाविद्यालयाच्या माध्यमातून असे सर्टिफिकेट कोर्सेस त्यांना लिंकअप केले गेले, तर या सर्टिफिकेट कोर्सेसच्या माध्यमातून त्या विद्यार्थ्याला क्रेडिट्स मिळतात. आणि क्रेडिट्स मिळाल्यानंतर त्याला एक खऱ्या अर्थाने डिग्री मिळण्यासाठी, जो मी सुरुवातीला पॅटर्न सांगितलं होता, CBCS क्रेडिट बेस्ड सिस्टीम, त्या ठिकाणी क्रेडिट्स वापरता येतात. जी महाविद्यालय ऑटोनॉमस नाहीत, त्या महाविद्यालयामध्ये अशा प्रकारची क्रेडिट सिस्टीम किंवा अशा प्रकारचे सर्टिफिकेट कोर्सेस हे ऍड कोर्सेस म्हणून रन करता येतात, व्होकेशनल कोर्सेस म्हणून रन करता येतात, आणि निश्चितपणे मुलांना त्याचा फायदा होतो. शेवटी मुलांचा तयार होणारा फायदा, त्यांना मिळणारी कॉम्पिटन्सी, हा त्यातला सगळ्यात महत्वाचा मोठा भाग आहे. ऑब्वियसली the students in competency-based programs have the new opportunities to pursue learning at an appropriate speed with a greater clarity about the learning objectives and progress towards them. So what are the implications? Actually, याच्या माध्यमातून आपल्या हातात काय पडणार आहे, विद्यार्थी हातात काय पडणार आहे? The students are more active, they are engaged, and they are motivated when working with the coursework. At the same time, the faculty is also more engaged in this BSc program, CBE program and environment, allowing the student to find their own competencies. This is very important, because each and every student is not a common student. जसं म्हणलं जातं की प्रत्येक विद्यार्थ्यामध्ये एक त्याचा स्वतःचा राजहंस दडलेला आहे. तसं प्रत्येक विद्यार्थ्याकडे त्याचं स्वतःचं असं वेगळं स्किल आहे. एखाद्यामध्ये खूप चांगल्या प्रकारची गायकी असू शकेल, एखादा हस्ताक्षर खूप चांगला असू शकेल, एखादं टेक्निकल नॉलेज खूप चांगलं असू शकेल, एखादं अंडरस्टँडिंग पॉवर खूप चांगली असू शकेल, एखादी ऑरेटरी खूप चांगली असू शकेल. ही जी स्किल्स आहेत, ही स्किल्स अधिक चांगल्या पद्धतीने आपल्याला रिफाईन करायची आहेत. दॅट्स वाय अल्टिमेटली अलाउइंग द स्टुडंट्स टू फाइंड देअर ओन कॉम्पिटन्सीज and get the mastery out of it. That is the aim of implementation. Ultimately, the students emerge from the CBE with a more consistent standard of living, having met with all the competencies included in the educational program. म्हणजे खऱ्या अर्थाने विद्यापीठाच्या फ्रेमवर्क मध्ये अकॅडमिक प्रोग्राम आपण रन जरी करत असलो, तर त्याच्या जोडीला आपण विद्यार्थ्यांना काय काय देतो, काय काय देऊ शकतो, हे जेव्हा विद्यार्थ्यांपर्यंत पोहोचतं, तेव्हा खऱ्या अर्थानं एक परिपूर्ण असा विद्यार्थी, परिपूर्ण असा एक युवक तयार होतो, आणि निश्चितपणे ते करण्याचं श्रेय घेण्यासाठी आपलं काम करावं लागेल. अल्टिमेटली आय एम गोइंग टू पुट फॉरवर्ड अ केस स्टडी. हाऊ वी आर सपोज टू डू दिस? नाउ दिस इज द सर्टिफिकेट कोर्स फ्रेमवर्क. सपोज वी आर रनिंग अ सेमिस्टर. एका सेमिस्टरमध्ये आपण काय करू शकतो, तर अशा प्रकारचा सर्टिफिकेट कोर्स आपण डिझाईन करणं अभिप्रेत आहे. सो दिस इज द फॉर्मॅट विच हॅज बीन गिवन, विच हॅज बीन प्रोव्हाइडेड बाय द UGC. In BIGO program, the UGC has provided this format. What it says, that a certificate course should have the minimum 2 credits, or it should have minimum space, area, duration of 30 to 32 lectures. म्हणजे साधारणपणे आपण जे एक लेक्चर आपलं म्हणतो 50 मिनिटाचं, तर UGC असं म्हणतं की एका सर्टिफिकेट कोर्ससाठी त्या विद्यार्थ्यांना कमीत कमी 30 तास काम करणं अभिप्रेत आहे. Now, how we are going to divide these 32 lectures? So these 32 lectures, they should be divided in 2 components, the theory component and practical component. Remember, we are going to provide the competency, hands-on skill component to the students. And for that purpose, the theory component should be minimal and hands-on training program should be maximum. So you can see that there are almost 12 lectures, but more than that, 20 lectures are devoted for the hands-on training. म्हणजे त्या विद्यार्थ्याला सकाळी बोलल्यानंतर एक अर्ध्या तासामध्ये आपण काय शिकणार हे शिकवा, पण खऱ्या अर्थाने प्रत्यक्ष प्रॅक्टिकल करत असताना तो विद्यार्थी शिकणार आहे ते जास्त महत्वाचं आहे. So he is supposed to know to do's and don'ts in a particular competency, and that is what is known as skill. So the skill competency is nothing but the perfection in handling the instrumentation, the perfection in handling the ability, and ultimately the excellence ultimately which is going to get achieved at the end. And because of that, a certificate course is nothing but is one step ahead to acquire, to gain, to identify, to recognize own capabilities, and ultimately gaining for that. So obviously a certificate course should be framed in this way. So the total number of contacts or total number of hours, 32. Teaching learning component should be of 12 minimum, 1/3 you can say. And then hands-on training, the proper training, handling of the instrumentation, handling of the competency should be the maximum one. UGC has guided that if at all you are going to provide a certificate to the student, the lecture format should be of 30 to 32. So if at all one is preparing for this, one should remember this. Now remember, such a type of certificate course should be per semester. एका सेमिस्टर मध्ये एका सत्रामध्ये एक सर्टिफिकेट कोर्स असा आपण डिझाईन करू शकतो. 32 लेक्चर घेत असताना आपण ही लेक्चर्स सुट्टीच्या दिवशी, रविवारी किंवा त्यांच्या एक्स्ट्रा वेळेला आपण हे ऍडजस्ट करू शकतो की ज्या वेळेला आपल्या इतर टीचिंग लर्निंग मध्ये आपल्याला त्याच्यामध्ये लोड येत नाही. सो ऑब्वियसली द सर्टिफिकेट कोर्स हाऊ वी शुड प्रिपेअर इट, याच्यापाठीचा आयडिया काय, याची मेंटॅलिटी काय आहे, आपला माइंडसेट काय आहे, व्हॉट आर द क्रायटेरिया, व्हॉट आर द एरियाज, what are the competency levels with which we should prepare the certificate courses. So these are some of the areas which are very important from the student point of view. One is the communication skill, another is the presentation skill, and third is the course skill. So we can categorize them, and each and every subject, irrespective of the arts, commerce and science, or even the professional colleges, each and every student should require these 3 competencies. You should acquire the communication skill, you should acquire the presentation skill, and at the end, you should acquire the course skill. So there can be 3 separate certificate courses for each one. I will give you some examples. As far as the communication skills are concerned, we can run n number of communication skills. For example, we people are very poor, particularly in science and commerce cases are concerned, or professional courses are concerned, the students are very poor in spoken English. So obviously we can prepare the certificate program for the spoken English. So where they should have the digital language laboratory at their disposal so that they can get the knowledge, how the pronunciations can be made and how it should be spoken. त्यामुळे आपण खऱ्या अर्थाने उत्तम इंग्रजी कसं बोललं जातं, लिखाणाचं इंग्रजी कसं वेगळं आहे, प्रत्यक्ष बोलण्याचं इंग्रजी कसं वेगळं असतं, बोलताना कोणते शब्द वापरले जातात, लिहिताना कोणते शब्द वापरले जातात, हे सगळं खूप चांगल्या पद्धतीने कोर्स मागच्या माध्यमातून नेता येऊ शकतं. That's why this is one of the course, the spoken English. So it may be in the form of effective communication. Now when one is going ahead, we can have such a program even for the Hindi course also. आज संपूर्ण भारतामध्ये बँकिंग सेक्टरमध्ये, IT सेक्टरमध्ये, इतर कॉम्पिटिटिव्ह सेक्टर्स मध्ये आज हिंदी देखील अतिशय महत्वाचं आहे. Because they require one more component. Not only competency in English is important, but in your mother tongue, as well as the knowledge of the Hindi is the must. And because of that, we can have the communication skills. The second component is the translations. आपल्या विद्यार्थ्यांना हा कंपोनेंट माहितच नाही. आज दिल्लीमध्ये 40% ज्या नोकऱ्या आहेत, गव्हर्नमेंट ऑफिसमध्ये ज्या नोकऱ्या आहेत, आज IT सेक्टरमधल्या ज्या नोकऱ्या आहेत, या मॅक्झिमम नोकऱ्या ह्या ट्रान्सलेशन्स वरती आहेत. Because many of the people, they wish to get the translations. So this translation is not only merely related with the translation from Marathi to Hindi or Marathi to English, but this translation is mandatory from Mandarin language to English language, Mandarin language to Hindi language, म्हणजे Chinese language to Hindi language, Chinese language to English language. We can have the n number of foreign languages also. So we can go ahead with the certificate courses. Now these are called as levels. या पद्धतीने आपण फॉरेन लँग्वेज पण घेऊ शकतो. जर्मनी आहे, फ्रेंच आहे, स्पॅनिश आहे, चायनीज आहे, जपानीज आहे, अशा अनेक क्षेत्रामध्ये आज अशा प्रकारे विद्यार्थ्यांनी सर्टिफिकेट कोर्सेस घेणं अत्यंत गरजेचं आहे. कारण त्या माध्यमातून जर अशा प्रकारची एखादी एक्सलन्सी त्या विद्यार्थ्याकडे असेल, कॉम्पिटन्स असेल, तर त्या विद्यार्थ्याला खूप चांगल्या प्रकारचे जॉब्स मिळू शकतात. आणि केवळ हे नॉलेज असणं उपयोगाचं नाही. सो यू शुड हॅव द मदर लँग्वेज, यू शुड हॅव द स्पोकन इंग्लिश, यू शुड हॅव द नॉलेज ऑफ लँग्वेजेस. ऑब्वियसली यू कॅन हॅव द ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज इन द ट्रान्सलेशन ऑल्सो. या सगळ्या गोष्टी ज्या कम्युनिकेशन स्किल मध्ये होतात, याच्याबरोबर सॉफ्ट स्किल कम्युनिकेशन, हाऊ टू प्रेझेंट पर्सन, बोलावं कसं, उठावं कसं, वागावं कसं, हे जे शिकवणारे प्रोग्राम्स आहेत हेही आपल्या मुलांना माहित नाही आहेत. त्यामुळे हेही शिकवावं लागेल. विचार कसे करायचे, माईक पुढे कसं बोलायचं, स्पीकर मध्ये कसं बोलायचं, त्याच्या लॅपटॉप मध्ये कसं बोलायचं, त्या मोबाईल मध्ये कसं बोलायचं, ही मुलांना शिकवावं लागेल. कारण आज बीपीओच्या माध्यमातून खूपशे जॉब्स आहेत की ज्या ठिकाणी मुलांना समोर कोणी दिसत नाही, पण लॅपटॉप मध्ये बघून बोलावं लागतं. त्यामुळे त्या मुलाला माहिती असलं पाहिजे त्याचा बोलण्याचा टोन कसा असला पाहिजे, त्याच्या बोलण्यामध्ये क्लॅरिटी कशी असली पाहिजे. आणि हे सगळं शिकवण्याचे आपण सर्टिफिकेट कोर्सेस घेऊ शकतो. Obviously, we can go for the specific etiquettes and manners. I suppose that each and every college is running the induction programs. आपल्या प्रत्येकाच्या कॉलेजमध्ये इंडक्शन प्रोग्राम्स होत असतात. आपल्या प्रत्येकाच्या कॉलेजमध्ये सॉफ्ट स्किल प्रोग्राम्स होत असतात. Obviously, these are the programs which are related with the etiquettes and manners. So obviously, we have to teach them, because if a student is supposed to work at a higher level, he should acquire these etiquettes and manners. So these are about the communication skills. Then we should go ahead with the presentation skills. म्हणजे आपल्या विद्यार्थ्याला आपल्या इकॉनॉमिक्सचं खूप चांगलं नॉलेज आहे, आर्ट्सचा विद्यार्थी आहे त्याला मराठीचं खूप चांगलं नॉलेज आहे, त्याला पॉलिटिक्सचं नॉलेज आहे, तो म्हणजे पॉलिटिकल सायन्समध्ये खूप सारे मार्क मिळाले, पण त्याला कॉम्प्युटर वापरता येत नाही. आज आपल्याला अशा अवस्था की फॅकल्टी कॉलेजमध्ये आर्ट्स फॅकल्टीला खूपशा लोकांना आपला मोबाईल नेमकेपणाने वापरता येत. आपला मोबाईल अँड्रॉइड मोबाईल आहे म्हणजे नेमकं काय हे माहिती नाहीये. त्याचबरोबर आपल्या लॅपटॉप मध्ये किती फॅसिलिटीज आहेत, आपण काय काय वापरू शकतो ही आपल्या लोकांना माहित नाहीये. दॅट्स वाय दिस इज द स्किल ऑफ कॉम्प्युटर एफिशियन्सी. हे सगळ्या लोकांसाठी गरजेचं आहे. इव्हन प्रोफेशनल स्टुडंट्स ऑल्सो दे डोंट नो हाऊ टू यूज द कम्प्युटर्स, हाऊ टू यूज द ऑनलाईन प्लॅटफॉर्म इंटरफेस इन अ एफिशियंट मॅनर. सो ऑब्वियसली द कम्प्युटर लिटरसी इज द मस्ट which is should be taught to the students. So obviously when the students are there, we should go with the use of office tools. म्हणजे एखाद्या विद्यार्थ्याला ऑफिसमध्ये काम करायचं असेल तर त्याला कोणकोणते टूल्स वापरावे लागेल. ऑब्वियसली he has supposed to use the Microsoft, he has to supposed to use the Word, he has to supposed to use the Excel, he has to use the Tally and so on and so forth. So he has supposed to use all these components. So use of office tools. At the same time, you should know the use of online tools. आजकालचा जमाना आपण बघितलं की पोस्ट कोविड मध्ये आपण सगळ्यांना ऑनलाईन स्वतःला प्रेझेंट करतो आहोत. तर याच्यामध्ये हा जो इंटरफेस आहे, या इंटरफेस कशा प्रकारे एफिशियंटली वापरायचा याही गोष्टीची माहिती असणं हे शिकवणं गरजेचं आहे. आणि शिकवण्यासाठी अशा प्रकारे आपण सर्टिफिकेट कोर्सेस तयार करता येऊ शकतात, ड्रॉ करता येऊ शकतात. ऑब्वियसली वी शुड गो अहेड विथ द प्रेझेंटेशन स्किल. हाऊ टू प्रिपेअर द पीपीटीज, हाऊ टू गो फॉर द व्हिडिओज, हाऊ टू प्रिपेअर द ब्लॉग्स, इव्हन हाऊ टू go for the video conferencing, VC. How to go for the video conferencing. आपल्यातल्या खूप विद्यार्थ्यांना हे माहिती नसतं. हे सगळं शिकवावं लागेल. नोट्स अपलोड करायच्या म्हणजे काय करायचं हे विद्यार्थ्यांना शिकवावं लागेल. टेलिग्राम वरती हे कशा अपलोड करायचं हे सांगावं लागेल. आपल्याकडे जे वेगवेगळे प्लॅटफॉर्म्स आहेत, अगदी त्याच्यामध्ये मायक्रोसॉफ्ट एज पासून ते गुगल क्लासरूम पर्यंत किंवा आता आपण जो वापरतो झूम पर्यंत, याच्यामध्ये असणाऱ्या विविध फॅसिलिटीज कोणकोणत्या आहेत, त्या फॅसिलिटी कशा वापरायच्या, हे सगळं आपल्या विद्यार्थ्यांना सर्टिफिकेटच्या माध्यमातून शिकवता येऊ शकेल. आणि अशा प्रकारचे कोर्सेस तयार करताना ते प्रेझेंटेशन स्किल्स, हाऊ द स्टुडंट इज सपोज टू प्रेझेंट वनसेल्फ, यासाठी लागणारा टूल काय. सो दिस इज अल्टिमेटली द मोबाईल और कम्प्युटर इज अ टूल आणि वन्स यू नो हाऊ टू यूज द टूल. एखाद्या हातामध्ये हत्यार आहे पण ते वापरायचं कसं जर माहित नसेल तर स्वाभाविकपणे त्याचा वापर करता येणार नाही. आणि म्हणून या पद्धतीने शिकवणं अत्यंत गरजेचं आहे. आणि अल्टिमेटली द इंटरनेट ऍज अन इंटरफेस. ऑब्वियसली आपण इंटरनेट आता या ज्या ऑनलाईन जगामध्ये जात असताना त्या विद्यार्थ्यांना माहित असलं पाहिजे की याच्यामध्ये आपल्याकडे किती प्रचंड वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारचे ऑप्शन्स उपलब्ध आहेत. अँड देन अल्टिमेटली वी विल कम टू द सर्टिफिकेट कोर्सेस फॉर ईच अँड एव्हरी सब्जेक्ट. दीज आर कॉल्ड एज अ कोर्स स्किल्स. प्रत्येक विषय तो ज्या विषयामध्ये विद्यार्थी ग्रॅज्युएशन घेणार आहे त्याच्या स्पेशलायझेशन मध्ये अशा प्रकारची एक्सपर्टाईज येण्यासाठी, कॉम्पिटन्सी येण्यासाठी आपण अशा प्रकारचे ऍड ऑन कोर्सेस घेऊ शकतो. बॉटनीचा विद्यार्थी असेल त्याला बॉटनीमध्ये त्याला फिजिओलॉजी येत असेल, त्या विद्यार्थ्याला टॅक्सॉनॉमी येत असेल. इकॉनॉमिक्सचा विद्यार्थी असेल तर त्याला बऱ्यापैकी त्याला ग्रोथ रेशो माहित असेल, तर बाकीचे कॉम्पोनंट माहित असेल, त्याला चलन माहित असते, तर बँकिंग पॅटर्न माहित असेल, पण तो कोर स्किल मध्ये त्याला वी आर सपोज टू प्रोव्हाइड हँड्स ऑन ट्रेनिंग. तो त्याच्यामध्ये ज्या गोष्टी आपल्या अकॅडमिक्स मध्ये कव्हर होत नाहीत, आपल्या अकॅडमिक मध्ये स्पर्श झालेला नाही, अशा खूपशा गोष्टी आपण त्या शिकवू शकतो. सो दिस इज अ कंपोनंट विच इज आउट ऑफ द सिलेबस. आणि म्हणून ह्या गोष्टी शिकवणं गरजेचं आहे. इफ द स्टुडंट इज फ्रॉम द केमिस्ट्री, ऑब्व्हियसली द इन्स्ट्रुमेंटेशन टेक्निक्स, हाऊ टू हँडल द इन्स्ट्रुमेंट्स, हे शिकवणं अत्यंत गरजेचं आहे. कारण आपल्याकडच्या खूप काही इंडस्ट्रीज आहेत की ज्या इंडस्ट्रीज वापरण्यामध्ये इंडस्ट्रीमध्ये खूप इक्विपमेंट्स असतात, पण ऑब्व्हियसली दे डू नॉट हॅव द एफिशियंट पीपल who are supposed to handle them. So obviously hands-on training within the core skills, we can provide the hands-on training, we can provide the instrumentation techniques, hands-on training, we can provide them the analysis. समजा आर्ट्सचा विद्यार्थी आहे, बीकॉमचा विद्यार्थी आहे, तर आपल्याकडे जर प्रायमरी किंवा सेकंडरी डाटा असेल, तर हाऊ टू अनालाइज द डाटा, त्याच्यापासून इन्फरन्सेस कसे काढायचे हे शिकवावं लागेल. सो स्टॅटिस्टिकल अनालिसिस कसं करायचं हे शिकवावं लागेल. मॅथमॅटिकल अनालिसिस कसं करतात हे शिकवायला लागेल. Obviously, we can teach them the probability laws also. हे सगळं त्या विद्यार्थ्यांना शिकवता येऊ शकेल. कारण आर्ट्सच्या विद्यार्थ्यांना माहिती असतं की आपला गणिताशी संबंध नाही आहे. कॉमर्सच्या लोकांना माहित असतं की आपला खऱ्या अर्थानं फक्त अंकगणिताचा संबंध आहे. आणि सायन्सच्या विद्यार्थ्यांना माहित असतं की मी जर बायोलॉजी मधला विद्यार्थी आहे तर मला स्टॅटिस्टिक काही देणं घेणं नाही. परंतु या सगळ्यांना सांगितलं पाहिजे की व्हॉट इज द इम्पॉर्टन्स ऑफ मॅथमॅटिक्स, व्हॉट इज द इम्पॉर्टन्स ऑफ स्टॅटिस्टिक्स, अँड हाऊ दिस कंपोनेंट्स आर इक्वली इम्पॉर्टंट फॉर अनालिसिस, फॉर इन्फरन्स. त्याबरोबर आणखी एक महत्वाचा कंपोनंट आहे, तो तिन्ही कंपोनंटला महत्वाचा आहे, ते म्हणजे प्रोजेक्ट रायटिंग. प्रचंड मोठ्या प्रमाणामध्ये आपला विद्यार्थी हातामध्ये डिग्री असते, पण एखाद्या प्रोजेक्टवरती काय लिहायचं म्हटल्यानंतर त्याला इंट्रोडक्शन कसं लिहितात, त्या प्रोजेक्टची कंपोनंट प्रोटोकॉल कसं लिहितात हे माहिती नसतं. याही पद्धतीने आपण सर्टिफिकेट कोर्सेस बनवू शकतो आणि बनवणं अत्यंत गरजेचं आहे. बिकॉज यू नो दॅट इन पीजी प्रोग्राम्स नाउ वी हॅव इंट्रोड्यूस्ड द रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट्स. सो व्हेन वी हॅव इंट्रोड्यूस्ड द रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट्स, obviously student should know how to prepare a research project proposal, and for that purpose we have to teach them first. आपल्याला हे सगळं विद्यार्थ्यांना अगोदर शिकवावं लागेल आणि शिकवल्यानंतर मग तो विद्यार्थी तयार करेल. So obviously we can teach them through the certificate courses, and then obviously we can teach them a very standard interface, a standard protocol of research methodology. So as I told you rightly at the beginning, as far as certificate courses are concerned, these are the areas, these are the lines with which we can keep our aim in our front, and we can design our certificate courses. So we are supposed to prepare the certificate courses for the communication skills, for presentation skills, and ultimately for the course skills. Well, when we are talking about the choice-based credit system, apply here certificate courses तो महत्व कुठे आहे हा component दाखवतो, ही slide दाखवते. In choice-based credit system, there are 4 credits which are directly related with your academic syllabus, academic framework. But along with that, one student is supposed to acquire the elective credits. म्हणजे वर्गामध्ये तो जो सिलेबस पूर्ण करणार आहे, या सिलेबसच्या बरोबरीने तो अधिक काही एक्स्ट्रा कॉम्पिटन्सीज मिळवणार आहे. जसं बीसीएस असेल त्यामध्ये सर्टिफिकेट कोर्सेस असतात, सर्टिफिकेट प्रोग्राम्स असतात, सिस्को सर्टिफिकेट प्रोग्राम आहे, टॅली सर्टिफिकेट प्रोग्राम आहे, अशा पद्धतीचे सर्टिफिकेट प्रोग्राम्स आहेत. इव्हन अशा प्रकारचे सर्टिफिकेट प्रोग्राम फॉरेन लँग्वेज मध्ये आहेत, म्हणजे लेवल 1, लेवल 2, लेवल 3 जर्मन मध्ये आहे, फ्रेंच मध्ये आहे, स्पॅनिश मध्ये आहे, त्याच्यामध्ये लेवल्स आहेत. तर अशा प्रकारचे लेवल जे अक्वायर करतो विद्यार्थी, सो दिस आर टू बी ऍडेड इन द फॉर्म ऑफ इलेक्टिव्ह क्रेडिट्स. सो दिस आर नथिंग बट द सॉफ्ट स्किल्स. सो हिअर वी कॅन ऍड आवर सर्टिफिकेट प्रोग्राम्स. आपण जे सर्टिफिकेट प्रोग्राम तयार करणार आहोत, एक स्ट्राईक बेस्ड सिस्टम असं अधिकृतरित्या आपल्याकडं तर प्रश्नच नाही. त्या ठिकाणी इलेक्टिव्ह सर्टिफिकेटच्या प्रोग्रामात इलेक्टिव्ह क्रेडिटच्या माध्यमातून आपण सर्टिफिकेट प्रोग्राम देऊ शकतो. याच्या बरोबरीनं आणखीन एक कंपोनंट असतो ज्या विद्यार्थ्यांना निवडून त्यामध्ये त्याला अधिक चांगल्या पद्धतीने क्रेडिट्स मिळवता येतात, and that is the foundation credits. So this foundation credit is nothing but it is an extracurricular activity in our college. For example, the student may be interested in the sports, the student may be interested in the curricular activities, the student may be interested in the cultural programs, the student may be interested in, or he may be participating in the NSS, NCC programs, he may be participating in the associations. या माध्यमातून जी कॉम्पिटन्सी असते त्या कॉम्पिटन्सीच्या माध्यमातून त्याला क्रेडिट मिळतात, हे त्याला बिल्ट इन क्रेडिट मिळतात. दॅट्स वाय दिस क्रेडिट्स आर नोन ॲज अ फाउंडेशन क्रेडिट्स. म्हणजे NSS, NCC, अर्लन स्कीम या माध्यमातून ज्या क्रेडिट मिळणार आहेत, प्रत्येक विद्यार्थी कॉम्पिटन्सी घेणार आहे, ते स्किल आपल्याला या ठिकाणी ऍड करता येतात. त्यामुळं CBCS मध्ये choice based credit system we are supposed to provide to the students, because this is a system which is based on the outcome objective, and for this purpose we should have the three components: the core credits, the elective credits, and the foundation credits. I will give you one example. So this is the credit system in one autonomous college. Autonomous college hai. Now this is an example of a TC college only. This is one example. For example, the BS student, he acquires at the end total 10 credits. Means he is going to complete the 10 certificate courses. One course is equal to 32 contact hours is equal to 2 credits. म्हणजे 6 सेमिस्टरच्या माध्यमातून इथे समोर दिलाय प्रत्येक सेमिस्टर आहे, प्रत्येक सेमिस्टरच्या माध्यमातून तो विद्यार्थी 2-2 सर्टिफिकेट कोर्सेस पूर्ण करणार आहे. म्हणजे तेवढ्या कॉम्पिटन्सीज त्या विद्यार्थ्याला मिळणार. ऑब्व्हियसली एक सर्वसामान्य बीएसचा विद्यार्थी आणि या माध्यमातून ऑटोमेशनच्या माध्यमातून बाहेर पडणारा विद्यार्थी किंवा तुमच्या सर्वसामान्य तुमच्याकडच्या कॉलेजच्या माध्यमातून बाहेर पडणारा विद्यार्थी, हा विद्यार्थी इतर विद्यार्थ्यांपेक्षा निश्चितपणे उजळ असणार आहे, वेगळा असणार आहे, डिस्टिंक्ट असणार आहे आणि तो एफिशियंट असणार आहे. यू कॅन सी दॅट द सेम टाइप ऑफ फॉर्मॅट्स वी आर प्रिपेअर्ड फॉर ईच अँड एव्हरी कॉम्पिटन्सी. आता ज्या ठिकाणी तुम्ही बघितलं असेल की 1 year कोर्स आहे, त्या ठिकाणी क्रेडिट्स त्या मुलाला कमी दिले आहेत. आता बिलीफ सायन्सचा कोर्स असेल किंवा एमली सायन्सचा कोर्स असेल, त्या ठिकाणी कमी क्रेडिट्स आहेत. आणि बाकीच्या ठिकाणी मात्र बघित असेल. सो यू कॅन सी द फ्रेम नाउ. In each semester, the student is supposed to acquire 1 credit. म्हणजे प्रत्येक सेमिस्टर मध्ये त्याला आपण एक ऑप्शन देऊ शकतो. आणि या ठिकाणी आणखी एक गोष्ट मला स्पष्ट करायची आहे, and it is very important that the credit courses, they are with the vertical and elastic flexibility. म्हणजे FYच्या विद्यार्थ्यांनी त्याच्याच विषयाचे कोर्स केले पाहिजे असं अजिबात नाही. सायन्सचा विद्यार्थी इफेक्टिव्ह कम्युनिकेशन मध्ये जाऊ शकतो, आर्ट्सचा विद्यार्थी कॉम्प्युटर सायन्सचे कोर्स करू शकतो, किंवा इव्हन आर्ट्सचा विद्यार्थी एखादा टॅलीचा कोर्स करू शकतो. म्हणजे दे आर हॅव्हिंग द व्हर्टिकल अँड इलास्टिक व्हर्टिकल अँड हॉरिझॉन्टल फ्लेक्झिबिलिटी. आणि त्यामुळे कॉम्पिटन्सीमध्ये आर्ट सायन्स कॉमर्स किंवा आर्ट सायन्स आणि इतर विषय अशा कुठल्याही प्रकारचं बॅरियर त्या सर्टिफिकेट कोर्सेसमध्ये नाही, नसतं, आणि आपण ते ठेवायचं नाही की ज्या माध्यमातून तो विद्यार्थी खऱ्या अर्थानं फुलफ्लेज्ड इन्फॉर्मेशन घेऊ शकतो, नॉलेज घेऊ शकतो. In my college, there are total 32 courses we are running. Now there are 7 courses in the languages, 11 courses in the social sciences. Now this is just a narration list. I'm not going to provide the details. तुम्ही बघितलं असेल तर म्हणजे सोशल सायन्स मध्ये आहेत, लँग्वेजेस मध्ये आहेत, कॉम्प्युटर एफिशियन्सी मध्ये आहेत, आणि मग प्रत्येकाच्या स्वतःच्या कोर्स सब्जेक्ट मध्ये आहेत. अशा प्रकारचे डिस्ट्रीब्युशन आपण त्या कोर्सेसच्या सर्टिफिकेट कोर्सच्या माध्यमातून विद्यार्थ्यांना ऑप्शन्स दिलेले आहेत. आणि या ऑप्शनच्या माध्यमातून निश्चितपणे हे चॉईस बेस्ड असल्यामुळं त्या विद्यार्थ्यांना आपल्याला काय आवडतं हे निवडून त्याप्रमाणे तो विद्यार्थी पुढे जाऊ शकतो. अल्टिमेटली व्हॉट वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट, हे आपण जी चर्चा मागापासून करतोय नेमकं काय आहे. हा चार्ट जरी इंग्लिश लिहिला असला, मी थोडंसं याबद्दल मराठीत बोलणार आहे, ते जेणेकरून मी पोहोचवू शकेल. दिस इज अ रिलेशन ऑफ द अकॅडेमिया अँड इंडस्ट्री. म्हणजे आपलं शिक्षण आणि समाजामध्ये उपलब्ध असणाऱ्या जागा, समाजामध्ये उपलब्ध असणारे त्याला संधी, आणि या दोन्हींची घासलेली सांगड हा चार्ट दाखवतो. वी हॅव टू स्टार्ट विथ द अकॅडमिक प्रोग्राम, जो महाविद्यालयामध्ये आपण शिकवतो. ऍट द सेम टाइम या अकॅडमिक प्रोग्राम बरोबर वी गो अहेड विथ द ऑटोनॉमस फ्रीडम ऑफ स्किल कॉम्पिटन्सी. अशा प्रकारे प्रत्येक महाविद्यालयात जर आपल्याकडच्या वेगवेगळ्या विषयांची सर्टिफिकेट कोर्सेस तयार केले. फॉर एक्झाम्पल आमच्याकडं मराठी विषयानं वेगवेगळ्या विषयांमध्ये समीक्षण कसं लिहायचं याचे सर्टिफिकेट कोर्सेस घेतले. मराठी विषयानं ऑफिशियल पेपर ड्राफ्टिंग, ऑफिशियल ड्राफ्टिंग कसं करायचं याचे कोर्सेस घेतले. हिंदीनं ट्रान्सलेशन कसं करायचं याचे कोर्सेस घेतले. सो वी हॅव द ऑटोनॉमस फ्रीडम ऑफ स्किल कॉम्पिटन्सी. या दोन्हीचा उपयोग त्या विद्यार्थ्याला टू प्रोव्हाइड वनसेल्फ इन सोशिओ इकॉनॉमिक डिमांड. समाजामध्ये या संधी आहेत, त्या संधीला तो अत्यंत धीरानं सामोरं जाऊ शकतो, आत्मविश्वासानं सामोरं जाऊ शकतो. आणि म्हणून या दोन्ही गोष्टी तेवढ्याच महत्वाच्या आहेत. कारण या दोन्ही गोष्टी समाजामधली ही जी त्रुटी आहे, ही गॅप आहे, हे गॅप भरून काढण्यासाठी त्याला उपयोगी पडणार आहे. अल्टिमेटली द स्टुडंट बिकम्स कॉम्पिटंट इनफ अँड व्हेन ही एक्सेस द एनरिचमेंट ऑफ द सोसायटी टेक्स प्लेस थ्रू द स्किल्स. म्हणजे समाजामध्ये ज्या त्रुटी आहेत, ज्या गॅप्स आहेत, इंडस्ट्रीमध्ये जे गॅप्स आहेत, त्या अशा प्रकारचे लोक भेटल्यानंतर त्या गॅप्स भरून मिळतात, त्या संधी निर्माण होतात. आणि संधी मिळाल्यानंतर निश्चितपणे एक प्रकारचं इट्स अ मुवमेंट ऑफ द इंडस्ट्रियल वर्ल्ड विच टेक्स प्लेस. म्हणजे एका बाजूला इंडस्ट्री म्हणते की आम्हाला चांगली कॉम्पिटेटिव्ह लोक मिळत नाहीत, आणि दुसऱ्या बाजूला बेरोजगारी आहे, ते जे म्हणतात की आम्हाला नोकऱ्या मिळत नाहीत. त्या दोन्ही गोष्टी या माध्यमातून आपल्याला एकमेकांना सांगता येऊ शकतात. ऑब्व्हियसली ऑल दीज ऍक्टिव्हिटीज दे आर गोइंग टू फुलफिल द सोशिओ इकॉनॉमिक डिमांड. निश्चितपणे ज्या संधी आहेत, या संधीच्या माध्यमातून आपल्याला विद्यार्थ्यांना खऱ्या अर्थाने एक चांगली ओपनिंग देता येऊ शकतं. ज्यावेळेला अशा प्रकारच्या संधी निर्माण होतात आणि इंडस्ट्री वाढायला लागते, सो इंडस्ट्री स्टार्ट्स प्रोग्रेसिंग. या इंडस्ट्रीमध्ये नवनवीन इंडस्ट्रीज यायला लागतात, आणि या जेव्हा नवनवीन इंडस्ट्री येतात, ऑटोमॅटिकली देर इज अगेन अ कॉम्पिटन्सी थ्रू द कॉम्पिटिशन इन द सोसायटी. आणि आज एखाद्या विशिष्ट प्रकारची नोकरी लागली म्हणजे उद्या पुन्हा तीच अशी नोकरी असेल असं अजिबात नाहीये. कारण दररोज नवनवीन प्रकारची टेक्नॉलॉजी येत राहते, दररोज नवीन प्रकारच्या कॉम्पिटन्सी येत राहतात, आणि प्रत्येक वेळेला नवीन संधी निर्माण होत राहतात. आणि जेव्हा अशा प्रकारची नवीन निर्माण होणारी संधी जेव्हा असते, इट क्रिएट्स द न्यू ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज फॉर द स्टुडंट्स. म्हणजे प्रत्येक वेळेला प्रत्येक काळाबरोबर नवनवीन संधी निर्माण होत राहतात. अँड दीज न्यू ऑपॉर्च्युनिटीज दे अल्टिमेटली क्रिएट अन रिक्वायरमेंट फॉर द अपग्रेडेशन इन द करिक्युलम. तुम्हाला सगळ्यांना माहितीये की आपल्याकडचा सिलेबस हा इमिजिएटली how we are supposed to fulfill this requirement? We are supposed to fulfill this requirement through acquiring the freedom of autonomy through the skill competency. अशा या माध्यमातून समाजामध्ये ज्या वेगवेगळ्या गरजा आहेत, त्या गरजांच्या माध्यमातून आपण सर्टिफिकेट कोर्सेस बदलू शकतो, त्यांचा सिलेबस बदलू शकतो, त्याच्यामध्ये कॉम्पिटिशन आणू शकतो. कारण हे सिलेबस आपण फ्रेम केले आहेत, आपण ड्रॉ केले आहेत, आणि त्यामुळे आपण ते बदलू शकतो. आणि स्वाभाविकपणे त्या विद्यार्थ्यांमध्ये या नवीन वातावरणामध्ये पण त्याला तोंड देण्याची क्षमता प्राप्त होते. And ultimately, this is a sort of a interaction between the academics and industry, which is going to provide the opportunities for the young students. Ultimately, when the youth is satisfied, this youth is supposed to use his competencies, his brain, his power, his capability in building the nation. So these are some of the platforms which are available. स्वयं म्हणजे आता तुम्हाला सगळ्यांना माहिती आहे की ही केंद्र सरकारची योजना आहे. स्वयं नावाचा प्लॅटफॉर्म उपलब्ध आहे की ज्याच्यावरती ऑलरेडी अशा प्रकारचे 2500 कोर्स उपलब्ध आहेत. समजा तुमच्या कॉलेजला काही केलं नसेल, तुम्ही स्वयंचा आधार घ्या, विद्यार्थ्यांना त्यांना जॉईन व्हायला सांगा. तर स्वयंचे जे कोर्सेस आहेत ते सर्वचे सर्व कोर्सेस हे पूर्णपणे ऑनलाईन कोर्सेस आहेत. मी काही लिंक्स दिलेले आहेत, या सगळ्या लिंकच्या माध्यमातून अशा प्रकारे ऑनलाईन सर्टिफिकेट कोर्सेस उपलब्ध आहेत. आयटी टाईप करू शकता, तुम्ही मायक्रोसॉफ्ट वर टाईप करू शकता, तुम्ही गुगलवर टाईप करू शकता, आणि त्यांचे सर्टिफिकेट कोर्सेस तुम्ही तुमच्या विद्यार्थ्यांना प्रोव्हाइड करू शकता. कारण तिचं सिंगल एज्युकेशन प्लॅटफॉर्म या सगळ्या मल्टीनॅशनल कंपनीज आहेत, यांचा एक सेपरेट प्लॅटफॉर्म उपलब्ध आहे. आणि जो प्लॅटफॉर्म रिलेटेड एज्युकेशन विद्यार्थ्यांना ट्रेंड करण्यासाठी हा प्लॅटफॉर्म आहे. या ठिकाणी अशा प्रकारचे ऑनलाईन प्लॅटफॉर्म्स, ऑनलाईन कोर्सेस उपलब्ध आहेत. आणि हे कोर्सेस आहेत, त्या कोर्सच्या माध्यमातून आपण त्या विद्यार्थ्यांना अशा प्रकारचे कोर्सेस देऊ शकतो. आता सध्या इमिडिएटली देऊ शकतो. हे कोर्सेस भारतामधले आहेत, भारताच्या बाहेरचे पण आहेत, आणि ऍट द एंड अशा प्रकारचे कोर्सेस आपण पण निर्माण करू शकतो. तेव्हा हे सर्व करत असताना आपल्या डोळ्यासमोरचा उद्देश स्पष्ट असला पाहिजे की अल्टिमेटली वेअर वी ट्राय टू सी आवर स्टुडंट. आपल्या विद्यार्थ्याला आपल्याला कुठं पाहायचं आहे. एक साधी गोष्ट सांगू इच्छितो की ज्याच्या घरामध्ये सायकल आहे त्या घरातल्या मुलाला शिकवलं नाही. बैलगाडी आहे त्या मुलाला शिकवावं लागत नाही बैलगाडी कशी चालवायची, तर त्या घरात एक बैलगाडी आहे तो आपोआप शिकतो. ज्यांच्या घरामध्ये ट्रॅक्टर आहे त्या मुलांना शिकवावं लागतं की ट्रॅक्टर कसं चालवायचा, आपण ते शिकतात. त्याच पद्धतीनं जर आपल्याला आपले विद्यार्थी मुंबईमध्ये नोकरी करायची वाटत असतील, मुंबईमध्ये जॉब करायची वाटत असतील, दिल्लीमध्ये जॉब करायची वाटत असतील, परदेशामध्ये जॉब करायची वाटत असतील, तर आपल्या त्या प्रकारचं वातावरण, त्या प्रकारचं एन्व्हायरमेंट, त्या प्रकारचं इंटरफेस आपल्या कॉलेजमध्ये निर्माण करतात. मगच तो विद्यार्थी गडबडून जाणार नाही, मगच तो विद्यार्थी गोंधळून जाणार नाही, मग त्या विद्यार्थ्याला आत्मविश्वास कमी होणार नाही. शेवटी आपण सगळे खऱ्या अर्थानं हायर एज्युकेशन मध्ये एकत्र काम करतो. आणि हे एकत्र जे काम करतो आपण एकमेकांना हात धरून काम करतो आहोत, तो कशासाठी करतो आहोत? खऱ्या अर्थानं आपल्या विद्यार्थ्यांना एक उज्ज्वल भविष्य मिळावं म्हणून करतो. त्या भविष्यातल्या संधी आपण शोधाव्या लागतील आणि या संधी आपल्या दारापर्यंत आपल्या आणाव्या लागतील आणि आपल्याला आपल्या मुलांना तयार करावं लागेल. अशा प्रकारचे सर्टिफिकेट कोर्सेस आपण 2 पातळीवरती देऊ शकतो. एक तर ऑनलाईन प्लॅटफॉर्म आहे, त्या ठिकाणी विद्यार्थ्यांना स्वतः रजिस्टर करायचं आहे. तो कधीही दिवसातल्या 24 तासामध्ये कधी त्या ठिकाणी तो जॉईन होऊ शकतो आणि कोर्स पूर्ण करू शकतो. किंवा तुम्ही त्याला ऑफलाईन प्लॅटफॉर्म द्या, म्हणजे शनिवार रविवार सुट्टी दिवस किंवा तुमच्या त्याच्या टीचिंग त्याच्या लर्निंग नंतरचा कालावधी अशा प्रकारे ऑनलाईन किंवा ऑफलाईन अशा प्रकारे आपण सर्टिफिकेट प्रोसेस विद्यार्थी देऊ शकतो. त्या माध्यमातून विद्यार्थी आत्मनिर्भर करू शकतो. मग मी सुरुवातीला सांगत होतो की we are supposed to go ahead with the paradigm shift, which is the need of the time. If at all we are supposed to go from the educated youth to skilled educated youth, the only tool we have, आपल्या हातामधलं हत्यार, आपल्या हातामधलं शस्त्र, तर आपल्या हातामध्ये असणारी कॅपॅबिलिटी इज ओनली थ्रू द सर्टिफिकेट कोर्सेस. म्हणून सर्टिफिकेट कोर्सेस हा खऱ्या अर्थानं प्रत्येक महाविद्यालयाचा आहे. प्रत्येक महाविद्यालयाच्या त्या वातावरणामध्ये जे काही गरजेच्या गोष्टी आहेत त्या गरजेच्या गोष्टींचा वापर करून कोर्स करू शकतो. मुंबईमध्ये सर्टिफिकेट कोर्स असतील त्यामुळे तुमच्याकडचे कोर्स खूप चांगल्या पद्धती असू शकतात, वेगळे असू शकतात. समजा आपण असू तर आपल्या विद्यार्थ्यांना खऱ्या अर्थानं आपलं ड्रिप इरिगेशन कसं करतात यामध्ये एक्सपर्टाइज आपण त्यांना देऊ शकतो. याच्या माध्यमातून आपण ग्रीन रिव्होल्युशन त्यांना देऊ शकतो, मशरूम कल्टिव्हेशन मध्ये त्यांना देऊ शकतो. अनेक क्षेत्र आहेत या माध्यमातून त्या विद्यार्थ्यांना आपण अशा प्रकारे सर्टिफिकेट कोर्सेस देऊ शकतो. आणि म्हणून आय फील दॅट इन द 21st century education, if we want to make our students stand up, we have to provide a very efficient tool of self-sustenance, and self-sustenance will come only through the certificate process. Listening. Thank you, friends. Stay safe, work safe, and work for students for a better India. I thank on this occasion all the principals of the Menti colleges, all the IQMC coordinators of Menti colleges, the faculty of the Menti colleges. I thank Dr. Erande sir. I thank the Dr. Savre sir, all the people for patient listening.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay,
and
sir.
thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to be with you people. Yes, this is a post-COVID era. Stay safe. Here, take yourself optimum care and also provide the same safe environment to the students. Wish you all the best. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
अनम्यूट करा तुम्हाला.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Your talk touches all the aspects of certificate course and knowledge acquired from your guidance, implemented in your future by all the participants. It also helps students indirectly for developing their skill. Now, moving toward the second session, I would like to request Principal Dr. Rajendra Jhunjarao, Modern College, Pune, to deliver his talk on resource mobilization for research and institutional development.
First of all, I am very happy to thank the organizers, Honorable Principal Sir, IQAC Coordinator, CDC members, authorities of Educational Trust for inviting me and providing me an opportunity to interact with the teachers, researchers, administrators, and authorities of the college and Educational Trust. I am also thankful to the organizers for giving me the opportunity to listen to my friend, Principal Dr. Rumkar. I got opportunity to attend excellent speech of Dr. Rumkar. Thank you very much. As you can see, my today's talk is resource mobilization for research and institutional development. I am aware that participants are the teachers and administrative staff of Menti colleges. Teachers and administrative staff of Menti colleges are there. It means Menti colleges are those who are going to face process of accreditation. They are going to face process of accreditation so the teachers from Menti colleges are going to face accreditation process for the first time. Some of them might be having their own experience and some of them might have started preparing for the process of accreditation. Of course, the role of mentor college is very important to guide the Menti colleges in their preparation for NAAC accreditation and arranging this kind of guidance sessions. Our college, Progressive Education Society's Modern College of Arts, Science and Commerce, has also played this role as mentor colleges. 8 Menti colleges are there. We are interacting with them and trying to help them in their process of accreditation. If you refer to the questionnaire or the document published by NAAC, National Assessment and Accreditation Council, is expecting these 5 types of resources to be dealt with very carefully. When they talk about resource mobilization for research and institutional development, basically they are indicating towards 5 types of resources, which are the administrative resources available for supporting research and thereby supporting institutional development. What are the infrastructural resources created by the institute, by the college, to support the research in particular and to support institutional development in general? And same, they are indicating towards the financial resources for research and institutional development, academic resources, again for research, for promoting research and for promoting institutional development, and NAAC is indicating towards human resource support also arranged by the institute for these 2 particular